Good morning, YouTube. How much? Look at that! Look at that menopause hair. Woo! Look, let's talk about how far can we take biblical scripture in explaining terrible tragedies that happen? Like, I something fell in my feed yesterday, and I looked at it for a few minutes, and I was just kind of like in awe at what this guy was saying, as I watched him, I thought, I've done this many times in my mind to be able to accept current circumstances and what is happening, you know? So, and what I'm talking about is this guy's, his adult and married daughter, who was very beautiful, he showed her photo, had died at his home earlier this month or whatever, because she actually had lived out of state or a couple hours away, drive away, and she had suffered what looks like schizophrenia or some kind of schizoaffective something. But he's like, no one, because we're Christians and this just demonic. Okay, I got you. Whatever you want to think. I know. Believe me, I'm there too. I wonder myself. Anyway. The point being is this nice guy and his nice wife, apparently they were very loving towards their daughter, raised her in the scripture, raised her in the church, and was the loving kind, not the kind behind closed doors that told her that she was a dirty sinner and was going to hell. It doesn't seem like that, but it's hard to say. Somebody might have been doing that to her. She might have been doing it in her own mind by the way that she was interpreting the scripture, because I did it. I had to walk away from it all. I couldn't do it anymore. I was my own hardest judge. I'm never saved. I'm not saved. I don't feel it. Ain't going to happen. There's no way, because they say in the scripture, once you taste of God's goodness and turn away, it's as if it's as better if, it's like worse than if you never knew him. It's just like, and I've turned away a zillion, trillion times according to the church with all my individual sinsies. So this is my point. My point is the guy, in my opinion, twisted scripture to fit his situation and turn his daughter into a hero, and she committed suicide. But he made her a hero. He made her a hero by saying the voices were telling her to hurt him and his wife, kill them and stuff, and she was just overwhelmed with these voices, and she was so afraid she was actually going to do it that she killed herself instead. So the dad, God, my heart's going up, but I'm like, I cannot allow myself to fall into this, over this strain, because I don't know him. And I'm just like, please, Karen, don't do this morning. This was yesterday morning. Don't do it to yourself. Like me laying there in agony and sobbing over this man's not going to help him, not going to help me, not going to help a soul. He'll never even know, not going to change a thing. But anyway, God help this man, because he used the scripture about a friend laying down his life. What greater friend than one that lays down his life for his friend? He said, my daughter laid down her life for us. Just like, whatever helps you go to sleep at night. I feel terrible for this man and his family. I feel terrible for her husband. My God, she says, he just told the story calmly while she was laying in a casket behind him at the funeral home. He's like, he's performing it like me. He's like, there she is. I'm like, oh! So he says, she called like the day before or something and said, can we come up for the weekend, her and her husband, and spend the night? And he said, sure. So they did. They got up the next morning, and she says, I'm going to make breakfast. And he's like, no. He should have let her make breakfast. Let her do something for you. Oh, no. I'll go down to the local Bojangles and buy food that makes you want to kill yourself. There are absolute studies that prove that the grains and all the crap and no meat and eggs and that it will make you mentally ill. It's been proven anyway. So she said he goes and gets half a dozen biscuits and brings them back. And she says she goes upstairs to tell her husband, your biscuits on the table. And the husband comes down, and she's up there, and they hear a bang. They thought a door blew shut or something. It was a gunshot. They went up. She's dead. And I'm going, geez, wow. He kept insisting to his daughter she didn't have schizophrenia. I don't know the story. I don't know if she was not allowed to go to a doctor and get medication. I don't know. But These antipsychotics will stop this stuff instantly. I'm not saying it is the ultimate answer. It's not. It's a very sucky answer to these symptoms. It's a terrible answer because apparently it forms connections in the brain that make it need that, or you can never be normal again, which is fucking terrifying for those that are on it and their families. Because when you try to reduce that, you can see it happen. I have it happening in my family. I can see it. When this person tries to reduce their dosage, which is down to 0.5 milligrams. If he goes below it, starts talking about religion and sex. It's just like he starts to woo, 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 starts to go in an inappropriate manner. And it's just like, and then he ups the dosage and he quits talking about that shit and starts acting normal again. It's terrifying because I believe after everything that I've been through, and I've had mild psychosis many times, but I kept myself, I knew not to go. I knew not to go to the hospital. I knew not to go. In my firm opinion, after 56 years of rolling this around in my head, my experiences were caused from what I guess they call cognitive dissonance. When you start to realize that what you believe is not true and can't be true, but you're trying to make it fit, it's not fitting. And then your mind, you just fucking go nuts because your emotions cannot understand why this is not lining up the way they told me it would. The church, the whatever, my parents. Why is it not? I'm behaving like this. I'm talking, I'm doing. Why are the other people not responding the way that I'm responding to them when they ask me to? Because my belief system was false. The things that I was led to believe about human beings and everything was false, and I was trying to make it fit. It wasn't fitting, and I went crazy, and everybody stood looking around, looking at me like, you're crazy, Sharon. I'm emotionally distraught to the point where, yeah, I did mentally go off the deep end plenty of times because none of it made sense. All you people standing around, jagging, like this horrifying shit's not happening to you and your kids or whatever. Yeah, goddamn straight I got fucking whacked out. So my thoughts about this is it's too bad that she didn't get real therapy, type of medical therapy where she would be taken out to a country-ish type environment and work with farm animals and horses and just get away from social media, the computer, all that stuff. Eat wholesome eggs and even, God say pork is terrible. Actually, it's not. But anyway, all these healthy meats that we need to fill in our brain. And we're made of meat. We cannot turn. We don't have the digestive system that these animals, these that chew this, they chew their code. We don't have 4 stomachs. We don't have these long digestive tracts and put up with all these plants and things. It makes people crazy, and then the Christians are like, no, it's an evil spirit. Maybe it's not. Maybe she just needs a ribeye. It's too bad that they slam these people with these harsh drugs that instantly change their brains. You can't go back. It's hard to go back. It's very, very difficult to go back. And now she's dead. And I'm just like, God bless America. Can we stop the nonsense? Please. I can't. She laid her life down for her friends. Let's take that scripture. That is not even close to what that scripture meant. But he's going to hold on to that. She was tormented by demons. She was tormented by the Bojangles biscuits, Dad. And possibly a ton of other things. May she rest in peace. And may they all find peace. Somehow. This is... See you later, YouTube. Let's have a great day, despite what I just said. I'm sorry.